What's up, fuckers? It's tea time. Today we have Shabby Lee Miller, also known as Candace Taylor, and that's Candace with a K. Every clan begins with K. Yeah. The lady in red flags wants to be the governor of Georgia. We haven't even heard the ruling yet on whether the yeast beast will be barred from the ballot, and we already have another fascist with the name Taylor in Georgia. Now, I'll be shocked if we can get to a place where the Himalayan Yeti has more sightings than the yeasty Yeti, but it could happen. And when one door closes, another one opens. But what comes through that door may not have anything good in store, and looks like that store's Lane Bryant. I don't know if she actually is a threat to Klansman Kemp's re-election, but I guess we'll know when and if he pulls his prick out of the couch cushions and starts putting in the work. I'm just kidding. Candace ran for U.S. Senate in 2020 and got less than 1% of the vote. Task failed successfully. But she is saying all the right things to get the red voting homosexuals from 6 to midnight. Jesus, guns, and babies. That's her campaign slogan. And if I could ever so kindly point out that guns is before babies. At least she's honest. In 2020, guns became the leading cause of death for U.S. children and teens. Guns beat car crashes, drug overdoses, and cancer. But who needs gun reform when we could have uterus reform instead? Yep, she's pro-forced birth, ladies. TBH, that's... To be honest, I don't know who'd be harder to look at every day. Brian's formaldehyde face or Candace's demented Care Bear face that's accompanied by diabolical blue eyes, a manacle smile, and what looks like a lifetime supply of Mary Kay makeup. It's caked on like lime scale on a bathroom sink. Speaking of, not even gravity could sink me to your level, Candace. But I'm sure whoever wins will eventually make Georgia the impeach state. Klansman Kemp loves voter suppression, and Candace hates separation of church and state. During the Georgia Republican Assembly, Shabby Lee said, "Don't talk to me about separation of church and state. Church and state was written because the state has no business in our church. But we are the church, and we run the state." Jesus, finger-painting Christ, Candace. I mean, not to quote former President Pumpkin Tits, but wrong. But it gets worse. She said that Georgia is sovereign, and they're running the state with Jesus Christ first, before adding that Jews, Muslims, and Buddhists don't get to silence Christians. She's projecting more than my vomit when I hear her voice. I genuinely wish that Christians were as oppressed as they think they are. The world would be a better place. But Marjorie Taylor Greene 2.0 is only one of several Trumpublicans challenging Governor Brian Kemp, who's been getting raked across the coals for rebuking Tangerine Palpatine's unfounded claims of election fraud. I'm not sure who's going to win, but I know it won't be Candace. Girl, just leave the Republican Party and get back to the Mary Kay Party. Or Cincy. It'll be the only sense you've ever had. I want everybody to have a great fucking day unless you don't believe in separation of church and state.
It's not a woman's right to choose. The baby has a right to life. They have a right to pursue happiness. It's in the Constitution. My slogan's Jesus, guns, and babies. Jesus, because that's our First Amendment right. It's the right to worship Jesus Christ freely. It's why we have a country. Don't talk to me about separation of church and state. Church and state was written because the state has no business in our church. But we are the church. We're the church, and we run the state.